Several of the Trayvon supporters that have been talking on the channel have been saying that Deedee did not lie. That apparently they believe that Crump was the one that said the lie and attributed it to Deedee, and that Deedee never said it. Well, I'm going to prove them wrong on this case. And I've got one other thing that I wanted to show you before we get into that. So let's get started.
Now, you were called by Mr. Crump, Benjamin Crump, that was here earlier, and some attorneys called you up, right?
Yes.
You remember talking to them on the phone?
Yes.
So he just asked her if she remembers Crump, and he was just previously there. So Crump brought her to this interview. Crump has been working with her this whole time. So everything she says, any lies that she says, I'm going to attribute them to Crump.
And did you attempt to, as best you could, tell them the truth too? About what happened? Do you remember talking to him at all?
Yeah.
So you can see he asked her, did you tell the truth? And she's dead silent. And it goes, the silence is deafening. It's so long.
Okay. Did they make you any promises or trick you in any way?
No.
Okay. I'm not saying that they did. I just want to make sure that the record's clear.
So I want to make sure that that point is pretty clear. She's asked if she remembers talking to Crump and whether or not she told Crump the truth. And she doesn't answer the question of whether she tells him the truth. She answers whether she talked to Crump twice, but she refuses to answer whether she said the truth. So I just really want to go over that one more time. So let's play that.
Called by Mr. Crump, Benjamin Crump, that was here earlier, and some attorneys called you up, right?
Yes.
You remember talking to them on the phone?
Yes.
And did you attempt to, as best you could, tell them the truth too? About what happened? Do you remember talking to him at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. She said yes, yes. And when he asked about the truth, she was dead silent. And then he said, do you remember talking to them at all? And she said yes. So she never said yes about telling the truth, though. And he never revisited that question.
Did they make you any promises or trick you in any way?
No.
Okay. I'm not saying that they did. I just want to make sure that the record's clear on that. You obviously found out about what happened to Trayvon, right? And at some point, you ended up knowing that he was killed, right?
Yeah.
Were you able to?
So this is where we're about ready to come to the part where she talks about going to the hospital. And this is the lie. So it's, this is a really important part.
To go to the funeral or to the wake?
I wasn't going to go, but
Okay, what happened?
I didn't feel good.
Okay, did you end up going to the hospital or somewhere?
Yeah. I had high blood pressure.
Again, I'm sorry to have asked.
All right, so there it is. There's no doubt about it. He said, did you go to the hospital or somewhere? And she said, yeah, she had high blood pressure. So if anyone wants to argue that the somewhere was a way out, it's not. Because if you ask the question, did you go to the hospital or somewhere, people, if they didn't go to the hospital, they'd say, no, I didn't go to the hospital, but yes, I went somewhere. And then they would explain where they went and exactly what happened. But instead, he said, you go to the hospital or somewhere? Yeah, I had high blood pressure. Yes, to the answer, the only place that he asked her if she went. He only asked her if she went to one place, the hospital. The somewhere wouldn't, you wouldn't get an answer of yes for that. When he said hospital or somewhere, he meant hospital or somewhere else that you might get health care. So if that's true that she meant somewhere else that she got health care, she could say, well, I didn't go to the hospital. I went to my doctor or my witch doctor or whatever, but it's got to be something. You can't say, when he asked, did you go to the hospital or somewhere, you can't say, yes, I had high blood pressure and expect that not to be a lie. So there you have it. She could not answer the question of whether she lied to Crump, and then she absolutely lied about going to the hospital because they have no records of her going to the hospital. And it was definitely her saying it under oath in the same way that they want to hold George's wife responsible. They have to admit that Deedee is a liar. And now anything that she says concerning this case is definitely going to be questioned, as I've said in other videos where we're discussing this very case right now. So good talking to you guys.